Okay, today I'm going to show you how to create custom tempo maps in Reaper. This can be used for program drums or for quantizing real drums. And it's an improvement over the groove template technique, which doesn't work very well. It's too glitchy and it doesn't account for the in-between notes. So I came up with a better technique and I'm going to show you how it works. For this demo, we're using a song called February 3rd. Just the bass track and the program drums. The drums are quantized to the grid, and we're using a freeware drum machine to keep it simple. And this is what it sounds like. Okay, as you can hear, the drums sound kind of stiff and they don't really groove with the bass. So to create a custom tempo map, the first step is to set up a hi-hat and a mic. You turn off the metronome and follow the bass guitar and or the rhythm guitar, and you play eighth notes for the entire song. And it sounds something like this. So we're going to create a tempo map that's based on the timing of the guide hat. So the first step is click in the window, use Control-A to select all the events, and make sure that the time base is set to time so they don't move around unexpectedly. The next step is go to File, Project Settings. Next to time base for tempo and time signature envelope, make sure that's set to beats and press OK so it saves the settings. Now, go to View, Tempo Envelope. This is the original tempo map for the song. It has about a dozen markers for tempo and time signature changes. We're going to add a bunch of markers in between those. We're going to add a marker on every eighth note. So we have an empty track up here. Make sure the time selection covers the entire song. Go to Insert, click Source. Then right-click on the metronome next to beat pattern, set it to 2 times so it plays eighth notes. Then you press D for a dynamic split. Let's see, you make sure the settings are okay. And you split. Okay. Now let's delete the first one. Double-click to select all the rest. We're going to zoom in and make sure that it's split exactly on the grid. It needs to be right on the grid to work properly, or at least pretty close to it. Okay, that's done. The next step is we're going to delete every click that is on an already existing tempo marker, because we don't want to create new markers on top of the existing ones. That'll create a lot of problems. So normally we would do the whole song, but we're just doing about 30 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Next step is we're going to create a new tempo marker on every click. So we select the first click. Again, we're just doing part of the song. Move the cursor to the beginning of the item. Then we use a custom action. Control-E. And it looks like this: tempo envelope, insert tempo marker at edit cursor without opening tempo edit dialog. Select and move to next item. So, Control-E. It's creating new markers. We hold down Control-E and it zips across the entire song. It takes about 2 minutes for the whole song. It's not too bad, but we're just doing 30 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Now we're going to use dynamic split on the guide hat. And in this case, it's okay, we're going to turn off the grid so we can really see what's going on. And then I hold down Shift and up arrow to zoom in vertically so you can really see where that is. Okay, that looks fine. You want to make sure it's splitting exactly on each beat. All right, there it goes. And the first one, we have to split that manually. And now, we're going to use a different custom action. Control W. SWS, move closest tempo marker to edit cursor. Item navigation, select and move to next item. Okay. Now let's see if you can watch this in action. All right. Move the cursor to the beginning of the first hat. Control W, and it moves each one. Oh, let's turn the grid back on. We want to confirm that when it moves the tempo markers, the grid is moving with the tempo marker. Okay, so we hold that down. We hold down Control W and it zips across the song. And when you do this, it's important to get the settings right in the dynamic split dialog, because this comes down to timing of a few milliseconds. Like drums need to be accurate to within a few milliseconds in order to sound real. So now that we have created our custom tempo map, the drums are quantized to the grid and they will automatically follow the new tempo map. And this is what it sounds like. That's pretty good. Let's switch back and forth a few times so you can hear before and after. Here's before. And here's after. All right, now let's look at manual editing. Let's say there's a few beats that don't really sound right. Okay, let's say that this beat here is lagging. So if you look at the tempo map, you can see exactly what's happening. This BPM is too low compared to its neighbors. So the easiest way to fix that is to go back to our guide hat. We can see that this hit is too long compared to the other one. So let's just grab this, adjust the hit by eye so they look relatively even. Okay, and then we select this one here, use Control W to move the tempo marker, and now it's fixed. Let's listen to that again. It could sound worse, could sound better. So anyway, if you try to move this with the mouse, it doesn't work. Let me show you what happens. It moves all the ones after it. It creates a complete mess, and we don't want that. So the way to do it, if you want to make manual adjustments, is to go down here, move this border, go right to the border, and then press Control W. Okay, that should be everything. That's how you create a custom tempo map in Reaper.